Hello, my name is Michelle and I'm with the Pittsfield Department of Public Safety. This video is being made to assist our public safety partners in identifying the major components of their new Motorola APX 6000 and 6000XE radios. We are going to start in a top-down fashion to introduce the ergonomics and functionality of the radio. Looking at the top of the unit, there are two cylindrical knobs, two sliding switches, an LCD screen, and an orange button. First, the larger of the two knobs is the on-off and volume control. Second, the smaller knob is the channel or talk group selector. The sliding switch marked A, B, and C has three functions. The switch in the A position is the keypad unlock. The switch in the B position enables the user to edit the scan list. The scan list feature will be talked about in a more in-depth video at a later time. In the C position, the switch locks the keypad and the radio soft keys so they cannot be accidentally pressed. This protects the radio from switching zones by mistake. The orange button is the emergency button. Hold the button down for 1 second to initiate an emergency alert. This will break into any radio traffic that is transmitting on that talk group at the time, giving the user immediate priority. The sliding switch, located directly behind the channel selector knob, controls the scan on-off functionality, indicated by a Z when in scan mode. Last is the small LCD screen that gives the user a visual indication of the following: zone and channel, antenna signal strength, scan on, indicated by a Z shape with an arrow pointed to the right, battery charge indication, Bluetooth symbol if enabled. Next, let's focus our attention to the right side of the radio. This is where an external mic may be attached to your APX radio. When an external mic is not attached, the contact shall be covered with a plastic plate that attaches to the radio with a thumb screw. It's important that the cover is in place when a mic is not attached in order to protect the radio contacts. Moving on to the other side of the radio, you'll notice 4 buttons. The button located nearest the top of the radio is purple in color. It functions as a nuisance delete. This is used to temporarily delete a channel from your scan list. To restore this channel to the scan list, simply turn the radio off and then on again. This channel will then be restored. This feature is useful when something important is happening on a talk group you are scanning, but other talk groups on the scan list keep interrupting your ability to monitor the significant situation. Directly below the purple button is the largest of all the buttons on this side, the push-to-talk or transmit button. Below the push-to-talk button are 2 semicircular buttons. The top button has 1 dot and the bottom has 2 dots. The top 1 dot button illuminates the soft keys, and if pressed for 2 seconds will flip the orientation of the small LCD screen on the top of the radio. You can see it on the top here. If you press it again, it'll switch the orientation. Make sure your radio is not in lock mode. And it'll switch the orientation. Also, it illuminated the soft keys. The bottom button has 2 dots and is the RSSI button. This identifies the signal strength of transmissions received in a numerical percentage, with anything over a 70 indicating a good signal. So if you focus on the front of the screen, when I press the bottom button, it'll indicate the RSSI. Staying on the front side of the radio, there's a large LCD screen and several buttons. This screen basically displays the same information as the smaller screen on the top, but it has a few added features. Starting from the top of the screen, you will see the signal strength indicator displayed as an antenna with up to 5 bars depending on the signal strength. Next to the antenna symbol, you'll see a circle with a line running through it if the radio is on an encrypted talk group. If on a clear talk group, the circle will not be displayed. Encryption cannot be turned on and off on Washington radios. The talk group is either encrypted or not encrypted. Next to the encryption symbol will be the scan function indicator. If the radio is in scan mode, a Z-shaped icon will appear. Next, you will see an H symbol, indicating that the unit is in high power mode. Next is the Bluetooth symbol if you have Bluetooth enabled. Next, you will see a battery icon with up to 4 bars, indicating the amount of battery power available. Under the top row in the middle of the screen, there will be an icon that resembles a tornado that indicates the radio is receiving a Wi-Fi signal. The only Wi-Fi signal the radio recognizes is from a Motorola Wi-Fi hotspot that is used to upgrade the radio software and programming. If the radio displays the word upgrade, the soft key directly below the screen on the left will enable the upgrade. Simply press the button and the upgrade will initiate. When this feature is implemented, we will provide a separate video. The next row of information will be the zone letter with the name of the zone. Under that will be the name of the talk group that the radio is currently listening to. Under the talk group name will be the name of the user or radio assignment. Finally, there will be a visual display that corresponds to the 3 buttons that are directly below the screen. These 3 buttons have dots on them. The button on the left with 1 dot is the zone down button. So we press that button, you will see that the zones are changing. That's zone down. So that will be the zone down button unless an upgrade is scheduled. The middle button with 2 dots is the zone menu button. This displays a list of all zones programmed into the radio with the ability to select the desired zone by scrolling through the list using the arrow keys. So now you see a list and you can scroll through that list using the different arrow keys. When you find the zone that you want to select, you press the button that has 1 dot, and that will select the zone. The last button on the right with 3 dots is the zone up button. A user can use either the zone up or zone down buttons or the middle zone button to change zones. To enable different functions for the middle button, use the left and right arrows to scroll through advanced features that most users will not need. Underneath these 3 buttons is the home button, located on the left side with a picture of a house on it. When this button is depressed for 2 seconds, it brings the user back to whatever home talk group is programmed into the radio, usually your main dispatch talk group. The button on the right with the picture of a computer is used for data, but is not currently used. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, which was provided to you by the Washtenaw Emergency Communications Consortium.